A health of information. That sounds rather boring. Just like there's lots of information. Like it's gonna be about health. Is this just gonna be like a safety PSA? Like, remember kids, don't jump off bridges. If your arm starts gushing red liquid, make sure you call your parents, because that's the healthy thing to do. I don't know. I don't know why that came to mind. Yeah, I'm like out of things to say about this show, and so few episodes like actually bring up another like point to make. Like if this was like a continuous story, then it's like I could be like, okay, this is what I think is gonna happen in the next episode, or this is gonna be the big next plot point. But that's just not what this show is. So it's like there's nothing to talk about there. I mean, I guess between like the 2-part things, then there's something. But for the most part, there's nothing really to say because it's like I mean, obviously things happen, right? Like this season, Glimmers went through a bunch of things, I think, but like it's not like there's a continuous storyline. Yeah, there's very little to say. I guess that's also just like another consequence of this show being 26 episodes a season. Like something like Rick and Morty, which is like 10 episodes a season. It's like there's way more put into each individual episode. Whereas this, they just come up with a bunch of dumb ideas and then just shit out 26 episodes in a season. And then even if I just like judge the episodes relative to one another, there's some that are just so shit and stupid. It's like they barely had an idea for them. But then some they clearly had a big idea, like obviously The Perfect Pair with talking about Applejack's parents. That's like a big thing. Or Daring Done, they obviously, because it's the Daring Do stuff, so they had done that before. Whereas like, I don't know, again, I'm looking through episode names just on the Wikipedia page. Blah blah blah. Because actually a lot of these do, at least the ones that I can remember, they do build on other characters from before. Like Celestial Advice is about Celestia, Rock Solid Friendship expands on Maud, Forever Philly expands on Rarity and Sweetie Belle. So I'm thinking just like Honest Apple, that just kind of is like, what was that? I was just like skimming through some of the episodes again just to like see if I can remember what they were. And like Honest Apple, that was like Applejack was judging a fashion show or something. But like that doesn't really expand on much. It's just kind of another episode. Anyways, rambling again. Into this episode. So Zecora again. I think she said Sanctuary because she's talking about the thing she made forever ago. I think that was this season. Oh, Fluttershy did the rhymes. I guess this is awkward for Zecora. Or is this like dangerous water? Okay, something's gotta happen. Oh, she has the polka dot syndrome. Okay then. When I recorded the playthrough of this melody, like I had to listen to this so many times to like, because I'm terrible at like I had to do so many takes because I'm so bad at that. But like, so I had to hear this like probably like 15 times in a row, maybe 20 times at least, like for the times I was practicing and the times I was attempting to record it. So now it's like even more cursed in my head. Wait, what? I guess that was a joke that her heartbeat was playing a drum thing. Oh, there's red. It's the bad color. Swamp Fever. Oh, she's gonna turn into a tree. Oh, Zecora's gonna die. Rust and pepperonis. Yeah, the rhyming just gets old so fast. So Fluttershy is gonna go on the big quest, big adventure to find this fucking guy, whoever she is. Now she's gonna get Twilight to help. So they're having a cook-off? Okay then. What? Twilight being sad about reading books? That doesn't make sense. There she goes sleeping. Getting bored here. And of course Fluttershy's not gonna sleep and then... Wait, what? She's having a nightmare about pans. So now I'm just thinking about like how these characters live and like how they get money and stuff. Because they pay for stuff with money. But then it's like, where do they get money from? I mean, I guess because Rarity sells dresses, Pinky sells cakes and stuff. But like, where the fuck does Rainbow, fucking Fluttershy, and Twilight, where the hell do they get money from? And now they're just saying a bunch of names and places about, we gotta go to this place. It's just this long, convoluted thing. Oh, good. Fluttershy's squishing into Twilight's ass. And they like, just had to draw that really indent thing. Like, what? Sweet potato muffins? That sounds so awful. Oh, she didn't rhyme. Oh, look, wait, she's got emo hair now. Ha, I knew it. I knew it's my little emo. Yeah, some of these backgrounds look a lot better. Like there's like shading and stuff. They're less bland to look at. Still nothing too impressive really, but it's an improvement. Tree thing, because Twilight used to live in a tree. Wait, wasn't there an unlock door spell in this show? Or am I thinking of something else where there's an unlock door spell? Oh wait, there's someone in the background there. It looked like an orange thing. Or was it like a mannequin? Oh, okay, it was the person I saw. It's some guy. So this guy knows the person who knows the cure. Oh yeah, library. Twilight Twilight joke. Just kind of some lame jokes. Now we're doing a flashback of these assholes. Oh no, it's the swamp fever. Oh, wait, so all the trees in this, like, forest are all the people from Meadows Town, like, in her time? And that's why there's so many trees. Okay, so these bees are resilient to the things. So now she's gonna have to kill some bees. Oh no, she isn't gonna kill them, she's just gonna steal the honey, because can't kill things. Oh, there she goes. Pissed off the bees. Wait, what? I mean, couldn't Twilight just... Fluttershy has the disease now. Couldn't Twilight just, like, freeze the hive in place and then, like, just take a little bit of the honey and then use it to cure it? They're just talking about, like, sickness now. Like, you gotta rest when you're sick. Okay, that one almost really weird because Fluttershy was like stuffing her face into that guy's ass and like pushing him, and it sounded like he said sex, and I was like, what the fuck? Just looked fucking weird. There's just so many weird butt things in this show. And there's the bees. Oh, the stair. But I guess the bees are too powerful. Yeah, they haven't mentioned the stair in a long time. It's just making me think of those, like, bees in the Hunger Games. That was a hallucination of her going to the beehive. Oh, of course, she can't use magic to calm them down. Because she can't. Because magic. Ugh. It's just, it's not even this show, though. It's just magic as a concept. What, the bees think the masks are a disguise? No, she's finally gonna get the honey. No, she gets it, the honey. She did it. Now the cure. Yeah, they just said the lesson. Oh, this guy's gonna be a tree. Okay then. There's that one. So, this is the episode about where you need to take care of yourself. It's basically Zecora gets sick with this horrible disease that has no cure, and so then Fluttershy has to go to find the cure, and it's on this weird lead, and she has to go somewhere, but then Fluttershy gets sick too, and then it's like days pass, and she just still doesn't sleep, and so then, because she didn't sleep and take care of herself, then she took forever to figure out the cure, and she risks herself and Zecora being sick forever, and the disease like turns people into trees or whatever. But in the end, she finds out that these bees cure it, and that she figures out how to get the honey from the bees, and then she saves the day. Really not much happened in this episode. This needs something more than just this really boring plot. Like, all this is just Fluttershy being like, I gotta go get the cure, haha. So boring. I mean, I guess there is a progressing story at least. It's not just, I mean, they could have just made this the same lesson, because the lesson is, take care of yourself, the lesson is just take care of yourself, don't let yourself be sick and tired. But they could have, if they wanted to, just be really even more lazy and just be like, just have someone get sick and then just like with the flu or something generic like that, and then just refuse to sleep or take medicine or whatever and try to continue on with their day. Like they could have done that with Applejack, for example. Make her get sick and then like she refuses to just lay in bed and she just continues to do her chores or something, when she needs to rest. Like they could have done something like that if they wanted to. Which actually, wait a minute, didn't they do something like that? I think they did. It was like she had to like harvest a bunch of apples or something, and it's like way more than normal for some reason. I don't really remember. That had to have been like season 1 or 2. For some reason I'm thinking episode 4? Why I even remember an episode number is beyond me, but whatever. Anyways, my point is they could have made this even more lazy, but they didn't. They made them go to different locations and progressed events, like first they're looking for the book to figure out information, then they go and explore the swamp or whatever, and so on. Still not really particularly entertained though. There's still like no moments where I'm like, wow, that was a funny thing, or that was cool, or that was meaningful. I guess the only thing of note is the backgrounds were improved by a lot. Like there's a lot more shading and detail put into them instead of being all like, just single color shapes. So I'll give this one a 4 out of 10 because it was still really boring, but like it had the improved backgrounds. I didn't really get mad. I mean, it was kind of dumb that it's like, that the bees are just too powerful for magic, and they just, I guess they at least explained it away. It's just like, it's just such a lazy way of explaining it away. I mean, that's just the result of giving characters magic abilities that aren't really well defined or whatever. But yeah, 4 out of 10. Okay episode, but nothing special.